Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Alisha Braché here at Cosmic Gateway. I'm probably going to do a very important video. So I just want to thank everyone for being here and watching. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, but also to remind us that the origins of Christmas is really about the origins of Christ consciousness, the true divine spark that resides within all of us. And no matter how we feel about Christmas, it really is a day of celebration to be with the people that we love the most. And over the past years, uh, over the past years, Christmas is something that I've shied away from. I know that Christmas is can be a very painful time for many people. Because it brings up triggers around family, about not being with loved ones, about not having our loved ones who aren't in the physical with us. And it can bring up a lot of discomfort, a lot of pain, but there's also joy and beauty in that. For me personally, when I grew up, I had a very large family, and Christmas was like the most joyful thing. It was something that I looked forward to the most, and it was my favorite day of the year. And it would just be joy and celebration with family. As I got older, things got more complex, more complex. And I remember when Christmas died for me. It was in 2012. I remember having over the years, the family got smaller and smaller and smaller, right? As it does. And I remember having lunch just with a few family members, and I went home and I cried all afternoon because within me, Christmas had died. The magic of Christmas had died. And since then, it hasn't been the same. So I wanted to make this video in a very authentic and real and honest way, because I know that so many people spend Christmas alone for whatever reason. The last 7 years, um, I've done that intentionally. I deliberately, because of my own traumas and my own wounds, my own hurt, I pushed my family away. I pushed loved ones away. And I intentionally spent many Christmases on my own. Not because I wanted to, but because it was easier for me than having to deal with the facade, the people not understanding me, people thinking that I was crazy. And it hurt because it was the people that I loved the most. This year, I've made a promise to myself that I was going to celebrate and enjoy Christmas, however it looks, just for the simple joy of being a day to celebrate life, to celebrate myself, to celebrate with the ones that I love. And I woke up this morning. So today is the 25th, and I'm recording this at almost 10 a.m. I woke up this morning with a very, very heavy heart. We are in oscillating timelines. It's a timeline war right now. And it depends on our frequency. So last year in October, I'm going to share a series of downloads. I don't know what's going to play out, but I feel compelled to share everything. And when information and is knowledge and power. So when we have all that information, we can make choices, conscious choices. When we make conscious choices and we get into our heart, we can shift our timeline and we shift our reality. And the more people that are doing that changes this world. There are many potentials, and I don't know which way it's going to go. In October, no, I'm gonna go back. 2 years ago, I was experiencing a potential timeline where between Christmas and New Year, there was a worldwide lockdown. It was, I believe, part of the reset. It was played out as seemingly not a positive thing on the surface level, but ultimately it was a white hat operation to reset a lot of the corrupt systems. This came back to me yesterday, and it's not to promote fear. This is just to be prepared if that timeline arises, making sure that I have enough water and just the basic necessities that I need. I laugh because I've been prepping since 2016, and well, we had COVID, so especially in Melbourne. What I saw was temporary. It only happens for a few days, a few weeks, but there's a lot of chaos on the streets. People going into fear, very confused. Another dream message that I had in 2018, I was told, and this has been pretty true for what's happened at least in the last 6 months, if not 12 months, was the frequencies that are coming into this planet. The sun, we're watching the sun activity and what that's been doing. It will do one of two things, depending on our frequency and how much inner work or clearing that we've done. The frequencies coming in will either put people into a state of euphoric bliss, or it will completely unhinge people. You can see that when you walk out into the streets. There's a lot of people who have a lot of trauma that hasn't been dealt with and processed. Trauma is vast and varied, and we all have it just being here in this inverted matrix, especially those who have the highest light, who've come in to be change makers, and we all have in various ways. When we come in, I think that we are tracked. I think there's a lot of attempts to crush our spirit, but it can never completely take our light. It can try. A lot of us have endured very hard childhoods for whatever reason. And then that carries with us into adulthood if we can't address what has happened in childhood. When I started my healing journey back in 2005, I started to unpack a lot of memories and around my childhood and things that I had suppressed. And I worked really hard to reconcile come into reconciliation of that. And then, of course, then there's more layers, multi-dimensional layers. It's time to connect with our inner child and heal that. Because if we're adults walking around and we haven't addressed or healed or resolved the energetic imprints of trauma from our childhood, however that looks, that's vast and varied depending on the individual. But it doesn't take what trauma is trauma. It doesn't matter if it was horrific child abuse in the most horrendous ways, as some people have endured. It can just be being told that you're not enough, being not paid attention to, not given the love and care that every child deserves. Our inner child wants to speak to us and connect to us this Christmas. So I ask you, if you feel the call to connect with your inner child and give your inner child that love. This plays it out intergenerationally too. So many people have come in on bloodlines to clear them up. We've had our DNA tinkered with, manipulated. There's so much that we're doing individually and collectively. And I want to thank each and every one of you who is diving deep and doing this work, because as we all do that, we shift the collective. When we carry traumas, what generally happens is if we haven't highlighted something, or we have something highlighted to us if we're not looking at it, or we have blind spots, this generally comes from the people that we love the most. It has the most powerful impact because we care. And that can make us shut down. That can make us try and push people away. That can bring up a lot of hurt and pain, and we can project onto others. I'm guilty of that. I've done that most of my life. But I've made a real conscious effort not to do that, and to always come from a place of love and high perspective, and honor myself and my humanness in that journey. If we can get to a point where we can resolve energetically and honor whatever we're carrying that no longer serves us, that gives us a powerful, powerful opportunity to step through the doorways of our highest light, our soul destiny timeline, all the magic that is waiting for us, because there's a lot of beauty that is just beyond that threshold of being able to overcome and look at whatever has been our deepest trauma. I've had a lot of time to sit and reflect, and looking at my own and how I can live by example and forgive those who I feel had betrayed me, who had hurt me, who had punished me, who had done me wrong. And believe me, in my life, there's a long list. But this isn't just about this lifetime. This goes back to the beginning of creation. And we're closing out a huge chapter. So whatever played out then is playing out here and now for us to resolve. And it is the greatest opportunity, because our higher self is testing us. This is not about he said, she said, them. It's not the blame game. It's about taking personal responsibility for our own actions, for our own it's about taking personal responsibility to clean up our own mess, our own internal distortions. The outside world is just a mirror showing us what we can do, what we need to do. There's been a lot of messages around the final judgment, time of tribulation. I feel like that's on our doorstep right now. For many years, for about 8 years, I've been having dreams about the solar flash, the event. In the beginning, I didn't even know what it was. And that has been very, very prominent and strong since then. And in the dreams, what I was shown repeatedly, the repeated message was that when the time comes, we have to let go of the stories. We have to let go of the hurt, the pain, and we have to forgive. We have to forgive those who have wronged us, who have hurt us, who have taken something from us, who have treated us unkindly. Not for them, but for us, because if we carry that, it weighs heavy on our heart. And when we hold heaviness in our heart, we are not our purest light, our purest frequency. And that distorts our reality. If we can let go of whatever we harbor in our heart and surrender, and just make the intention that you're ready to let that go, and just visualize whatever's heavy in your heart. And I can feel it now. Just release it. Just visualize it coming out, breathe it out, make songs, sounds, and just set that intention to release anything that you're holding in your body that doesn't serve you. When you do that, when you have the opportunity to do that, calling in your highest consciousness and expression, your soul destiny timeline. Because beyond that threshold, when you can release and let go of whatever you've been holding, there's so much love, divine love, in so many forms that's waiting for you, that wants to receive you in open arms. All the abundance, all the prosperity, the joy, being together with loved ones, family, friends, creation, everything can come right to you. We are our greatest self-sabotagers. And this is nothing to do with dark, we put so much focus on the external, the dark agendas, this person, that person. But ultimately, we wrote these scripts for ourselves. It's only us testing us to let go, to surrender, to come back to love. And I know that everyone can do that. And as we all do that, we change this reality. We liberate ourselves and each other and everyone so that we can move into a new earth and co-create together. That was what was always destined to play out. And it still will. The timing, that I'm not sure. So going back into October of last year, I was walking with my dogs and this wave of energy hit me. It was gold, it was rainbow, there was a lot of pink. It was beautiful frequency, and it was like I could breathe it in, and it was just so incredible. And I felt like a kid at Christmas, and I knew that was the energy that was coming. So I've talked about the potential lower timeline, but I want to express the higher timeline, what I've seen for many years. There is a potential that it could happen. It could be just around the corner, that we have the first wave of the event, the solar flash. We know that the sun is gearing up. That energy is life-giving. It has the power to change our body and heal people's illnesses. It has the power to bring back and unify within us, first and foremost, but it ties in to the twins, the original pairs, the divine counterparts. It has the ability to bring in the most profound love that we could ever experience in human form. And that is the love that changes this world. I've seen many times that at the point of the flash, that the twins come together, counterparts, there's many of us, there's so many of us. We come together and we unlock each other. Not so much each other, but we unlock a frequency that helps open up the pathway. As the realities are splitting, it opens the pathway for people to migrate into the in-between, the preparatory phase into new earth, or home, some people call it. I also feel that there is a high potential for that timeline too. We have to stay in our heart space. We have to come back to love and back to ourselves, and not get pulled into the trickery, the illusion, the distortion I want everyone to have a wonderful Christmas. I want everyone to experience that highest timeline. But I don't have control over that. I only have control over what I can do in my own process. And what will be. Because whether it happens, it's on our doorstep and it happens right now, or it happens in a week, a month, it's going to happen. And to be okay with that and be prepared however things unfold. There is a potential for the EBS. I really don't know how it's going to play out. There is a potential for a full financial reset in the light, bringing huge abundance to everyone. There's a possibility for this wave of consciousness that will heal incurable diseases. I've seen all of that for this entire year. But ultimately, it comes down to the individual choices that we make, taking personal responsibility for ourselves and to treat each other with love and kindness. We've come so far. We've all done incredible work. I've had the privilege of witnessing how much we have worked to get to this point right now. And I hope by you receiving this message, you can feel what is coming for us, because it's pure magic. It's returning to us our birthright of who we truly are and what we're capable of doing. To be able to have divine love, to give and receive that, to tap into our superpowers, to be creative, to be creative geniuses in our own right. And I know that everyone will get there. It's just a matter of personal choice of when. So as for the updates, I have two more announcements. Energia, the event 2023. I have sent out an email to everyone just to update where we're at. I realized that a lot of people haven't received that email, whether it's gone into your spam or there's been interference, I don't know. So I thought this was the easiest way to give the updates. So initially, when we planned to run the event 2023, we were planning to do a 24-hour live stream. It was meant to run just for 24 hours. And I put out the call to so many people. What we received back was overwhelming in the most beautiful way. We received probably close to 144 hours of content, which I don't know how many days that would run for. We attempted with the live streams and we had a lot of interference, a lot of technical glitches. And what I felt into was that was just the test run to get everything prepared. So we have taken some time to regroup, to reflect and look at the best way we can get that content out to everyone, and to honor each and every one of the incredible creators who have submitted their videos or done interviews. We're working on that now, and we hope to have that up within a few days. We have to change the scheduling of how that will play out. But we're working on it in the background a lot. There's a lot happening in the background. So if I haven't got back to you, just know that there's a lot happening, and I will respond to your messages as soon as I can. If you haven't received an email and you've checked your spam, perhaps email me through Cosmic Gateway and just let me know so I can add you to the database. keeping everyone in the loop is important, but it's quite a job. So I just wanted to thank Riza, who's supported me through this, but not just Riza. I want to extend my gratitude and thanks for everyone on the team. Carolina, Debbie, Anya, Angela, Charlie, those that I won't name who know who you are. Thank you all for your support and love. Thank you for all the creators and all the love that you've poured into all of us. Like, we wouldn't have been able to do or get to this point without you all. So I appreciate everyone's patience, and we will be back stronger than ever in a few days. And I know that that will be the perfect and divine timing. So there's a lot of good content coming. It's very, very inspiring, and I feel very privileged to present this to everyone. Tickets will still be available, so you can access this event. I'll put the details in the description box below. You'll probably hear my beautiful, beloved puppy dog in the background. So as for personal sessions, I will get around to them when I get the opportunity. Elevation training and Elevate 2 training is available for replay. If you feel that you want to learn all the energy tools and techniques to help navigate through this time, I'll put a link in the description box. Just sitting for a moment. One thing that I was shown in the beginning of the year, that there was a potential for a false flag. I actually don't think that timeline will come to pass. But we are moving through some very, very choppy times. And the best thing that we can do is come into our heart space, feel the spin and rotation, and notice if it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. If it's anti-clockwise, our energy of our heart is spinning in its inverted. So we can consciously change that and spin our energy from our heart in its correct position to hold us in a place of strength, love, unity, compassion for this time right now. So I just want to thank everyone so much for your contribution to support this ascension process for humanity. There's so much magic, so much magic. And we wouldn't have got here if it wasn't for every single one of you. So I'm going to just relay some lyrics from a song that has been playing in my head for a couple of weeks now. And I feel like it's almost like the theme song to summarize a lot of this. The song, you probably know it. The song is titled Will You Be There by Michael Jackson. I think it was a theme song from Free Willy. Yeah, I think so. The movie. I don't know what year it came out. I'll actually put the link to this version of it because it's the Immortal version. So it's kind of a fusion of Heal the World and Will You Be There. But Michael talks at the end of the song, and he shares a message, and that what really has hit my heart and held me in a space of love and compassion when I've needed it, especially in the last few weeks. So I'm going to try and share this beautiful message to you all. But before I do, I just want to send everyone so much love for this time, this festive season, and do something nice for yourself, whether it's eat your favorite food, whether it's get out in nature, whether it's meditate with a candle, whether it's coming home to yourself and your inner child, whatever it is, do that for you, and the rest will take care of itself. So I'm now going to leave you with these beautiful words And I hope that I can do it justice. So bear with me. In our darkest hour, in my deepest despair, will you still care? Will you be there? In my trials and my tribulations, through our doubts and frustrations, in my violence, in my turbulence, through my fears and my confessions, in my anguish and my pains, through my joy and my sorrow, and the promise of another tomorrow. I'll never let you part, for you're always in my heart. Thank you, everyone, for being here, joining with me. Let's ripple out from our heart through the collective field, the most radiant, beautiful love that we hold, connecting from our divine source, God, creation energy, pulling in that gold, that beautiful rainbow frequency, bringing that into our heart, holding it there, and rippling that out to our loved ones, to the collective field, because I know that this is going to be the most magical time that we can't even comprehend at this point. So thank you all so much. And I'm just sending so much eternal gratitude and love to everyone. Mwah.